Empress, and I got some good messages for you guys. Alright, so I'm just going to get straight to the point. As you guys can see in the title, you see something that's a term that says double speak. Okay, so I automatically channeled a forked tongue whenever I came across this information. This is how this information was delivered to me. One night I woke up maybe like around 3 in the morning, and I was scrolling on my YouTube channel, my timeline, and I came across this video that was titled DoubleSpeak. And it's this book written by this guy named William Lewis, I want to say. Because I definitely want you guys to, if you are a scholar, you're a reader, I would definitely recommend this book to you. Alright. So for those of you who may have watched some of my previous videos, you can see that one of my tarot sticks, I have written seductive speech. And we've been talking about seductive speech, so you guys know that we're in Gemini season. You know, Gemini is ruled by planet Mercury, right? That is the planet of communication. So if you was able to see in the thumbnail, you can see the cards that came out for today's topic was the 11th house, which is the sign of Aquarius. And we have community, right? So this is going on within the community, right? And this was clarified by a square. Tension in the community regarding what? Communication here, this forked tongue, this lie language, double speak. So there's several terms for this. And, you know, another thing about it, why it's so prominent or excessive, or why we see this so dominantly in the community, is because this is a strategy and a tactic that's been utilized globally against us for many, many decades. 222, when I said it. So let me tell you some more significance about 222. Alright? Now, these are also cards that flipped out when I asked Divine for clarity on today's topic. So we have Taurus, cultivate, and we have Aries, motion, cultivating motion, sensitize, and then we have what? Retrograde, review, right? So these cards also came out, but I showed you guys the cards that came out first, right, originally, which was community, messages, intention. Alright, so let me show you this too. So we had community, tension, and then what? Look, which is Mercury, messages. Cultivating motion, to sensitize. So sensitizing with this motion that's been cultivated regarding communication, this forked way of speaking that you've encountered with a lot of individuals here, this lie language that you've encountered from the media. Retrograde. So retrograde is bringing this up. It's emphasizing this form of communication, this lie language that's going on here. And individuals are getting harsh karma judgments for this way of speaking, this way of abusing the language. Oh, I almost forgot. So we was talking about 222, right? Look at these cards. Look at this. 2. 2, 2. And then we got 12. So that's 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then we also have 20. So what is that? Is that a date? Let's see. December 22nd. So something about December 22nd. Some significance about December 22nd. We got 220. 2020, 22, 4. What is this about? But I just wanted to show you guys that because obviously there's a message, there's a reason, right? Alright, so we literally got Mercury retrograde come out. Alright, so let me give you guys some insight about this language here that's been going on in the government, in the media. Politicians use this language, right? Politicians use this language. So just pay attention to how these things are utilized through other arenas of our lives. That really shape what's going to impact our paths, right? Okay. For example, with politicians using this lie language so often, right? They've overdone it. This is like a repetitive process. This is something that was once upon a time very solid for them. You know, it really did work for them. This form of brainwashing with the language, right? The language that's used, right? Just like how so many people have literally had their language trained or forced out of them in order to adopt a new language, a totally new language, right? Understanding that words are spells, words are very powerful, right? A lot of us don't really know the etymology or the origins, the understandings of these words that we use, and words are spells. So in a lot of ways, people can be cursing themselves by this language that they're using that's ultimately not their language, right? So that's one thing within itself. Basically, these individuals who had powers of influence and stuff like that, and they were responsible for reshaping people's destiny so deeply. Do you understand like how deeply of a trespass this is to disrupt a person's language when what you speak has a lot to do with your reality? What you speak has a lot to do with what you create, right? Your experience, what you manifest, your ability to manifest, right? Okay. So let me read you guys this information. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. DoubleSpeak is a language designed to evade responsibility, make the unpleasant appear pleasant, the unattractive appear attractive. Basically, it's language that protects you, and it's done consciously, right? So this is what's going on social media and the media in general, right? With the news, this is something that's been utilized for a very, very long time in order to maintain control of the masses, right? So it's about really honing in on the ability to identify this form of language in anyone, right? But this is also saying this energy is being dealt with at this time in Gemini season, right? Remember, things in judgment, justice comes, according to divine timing. So this is Gemini season. This is, those polarity energies, that light and dark energy, right? Always either conflicting with itself, or some people work to balance that energy, right? So this is talking about how people use that energy, like that emotional and that energy, and how they communicate that emotional energy, right? All right. So this is a language designed to mislead by pretending not to, and it's done consciously. So these people are aware that they're using this language, right? It is not a slip of the tongue or mistake in use of language. It is exactly the opposite. It is language used by people who are very intelligent and very sophisticated in the use of language. You can do an awful lot with language. So this is talking about the government using double speak with us on the masses, politics, right? This is why there's so much cynicism, or people who are very cynical, right? When it comes to politics in general, and people don't even care to involve themselves with it anymore. They don't trust any other politicians. They feel like all of them, have forked tongues and this, that, and the third. But this is an energy that's also reflected in the people of the government, right? So this is an energy you've also may have seen in family and friends, right? Just your day-to-day life. This is also an energy you may hear in your subconscious, in your psyche, as a result of this frequency, this local demographic frequency being so heavily done, right? So heavily established, right? So this is, not only increasing your awareness of it, but just really helping you understand the mechanisms of this satanic craft, or form of, use of the word, right? This adverse way of using the word. All right. It is language used by people who are very intelligent, right? So these people are very aware of what they're doing. Now, this is, if these people are very intelligent, this is saying these people can swindle you out of some of anything just by a charming or charismatic word or nature of speaking, right? So this is talking about being able to not only see through the flesh of a person, but to see through like what we hear, like their voice, right? Their expression, which is also outwardly. How to also discern through that as well. All right. So the government used double speak. So the author, whose name is William Louis or Lewis, I think his last name is spelled Luiz. He says that upon writing this literature, literally his research just from local governments to federal governments, if he would have done that, it would have taken up the whole book. This is how much they utilize this form of language, right? This is how enmeshed it is and intertwined, that they have these things in everything, especially commercialism, consumerism, right? So next to government is business entities that utilize this live language, right? Forked tongue. So it says from the moment government was instituted, double speak became available. So they've been doing this literally since why? In order to obtain control, right? And power. So we already know that information was withheld intentionally to remove power, or a certain amount of power from our hands, or from our possession, right? Because if you have a lack of knowledge, you're less likely to do what's best for you, to make better decisions and better judgment, right? All right, this is something that was also heavily practiced in Greece. Long to 500 BC, you guys. This is how long this spirit, right? This frequency, this entity has been rampant. Also, this is also the kind of language that Hitler used in order to persuade his soldiers to kill and murder so many people, right? So if you've been, seeing anything or having any connections, or being guided to watch anything regarding like Hitler, or read anything about that, this is confirmation. This is spirit wanting you to really hone in on double speech. How this is weaponized against us and against others, right? So it says that using language as a tool and a weapon to manipulate people. When double speech is used to articulate real national government issues, this can lead to producing cynicism, which is people becoming cynical, and resentment toward political involvement. Expecting all politicians to lie, feeding into that cynicism, which leads to people withdrawing because they feel like there is nothing they can do about it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so this also says, right, I was trying to scroll down. For example, so one of the topics or subcategories in the book is food industry. How the food industry also utilized double speak, right? Speaking with a forked tongue. So double speech in the food industry looks like mislabeling, right? Washington D.C. Oh no. So what that can look like when we say the food industry utilizing this form of double speech and mislabeling, it could be them labeling items as sugar-free, even though they actually are not sugar-free. So sugar-free does not actually mean sugar-free. Somebody needs to know that. Why? Because he mentioned how he had a reader contact him and ask him, hey, is it really true that, you know, the items that are labeled sugar-free really do have sugar in it or whatever? And he was like, yes, this is true, yada, yada, yada. And he said, well, I'm a diabetic, and my wife has only been buying me sugar-free foods and drinks and stuff like that. That's all she buys me. Everything has sugar-free on it. And the guy told him, well, you're supposed to be eating something like more dietetic or like plant-based, you know, basically something like that, you know, but not the sugar-free. Why? Because even though sugar-free literally only means that it doesn't have any table sugar or cane sugar. That's what sugar-free means. But if you know, are more intellectually advanced when it comes to ingredients and the chemicals that are utilized in foods, you know, against us or whatever, then you would know that high fructose corn syrups, things like that are used as substitutions as sugars, but they're just as bad or worse, literally, than regular cane sugar, right? So this is talking about people becoming sick by being misguided with language. People engaging in activities and submitting and subscribing themselves to things because they're being misled intentionally just for the sake of their involvement, just for the sake of their inclusion, just for the sake of their support, right? Just for the sake of them joining, right? So he also said that the two places in the United States that were most interested in this whole concept of double speak, who were most, let's say, woke or enlightened on the topic, was Washington, D.C., and New York, right? This says that Washington, D.C. was more interested than any other part in the world in the book Double Speech. He said it was more so the East Coast than any other area, like compared to West Coast and whatever. New York and Washington, D.C. is extremely sensitive to this language and live in a language environment that is probably more intense than other sections of the country, and they are more aware of it. So someone who viewed this, you could either be from Washington, D.C. or New York. All right, so for example, none, right? Because all this is basically tied to etymology, like it's linked, it's intertwined, right? For example, nuns or nunnery, which is, you know, the women who wear the robes or the covers, the black covers, you know, drapes, robes, or whatever. This word actually and other meanings or more original ancient definitions is associated with brothel. Brothel. So when he got on this topic on how this weapon is utilized even in religion, right? People's spiritual living, how this forked tongue, this forked tongue is used, right? There was a former nun who read this portion or came across this information, and literally it literally scarred her deeply to be a part of something like that, knowing that it actually means brothel. Well, we're learning that it actually means brothel, associated with whoredom, right? Harlots. All right. So this is saying that you are just as much as a consumer of language than you are a consumer of goods. This is why it is encouraged to become a critical consumer, right? Being mindful of what it is that you're consuming, including the language, including any information that is being spoken to you or presented to you, right? Because you're damn near being bribed all the time by information, right? A language. And this is saying double speech is something that's been utilized for decades, you guys, right? Okay. You are just as much as a consumer of language than you are a consumer of goods. This is why it is encouraged to become a critical consumer. If you come across language that is defective, just like if you was to come across a product that is defective, right? Most people are more likely to return a product that is defective than they are information, right? Or even the thoughts that come across their own minds, right? That's coming from their ego. It says, if you come across language that is defective, take it back or reject it. English is the language of trade and commerce. Those in power who control language control how we see the world. Language was used to justify mass murders. This is also saying, just emphasis on how this is a very repetitive practice here. It's ritualistic. So ritualistic double speech utilized against us, weaponized against us in the media. When they think they can achieve more, they will be blunt. This is when these people will utilize honesty, right? So this is talking about being able to recognize these individuals and not being fooled by when they are being honest and thinking that this person, really has your best interest at heart. This is not the case here. They use it to their benefit. They use it if they feel like they can gain more out of the situation for them. So for selfish reasons, right? Not so much to accommodate you or, out of consideration, true consideration of you. So all this, all these movies here about the purge, about a purge happening, 23 when I just said that. I wonder what that means. All these movies, I forgot what it's called, these sequels that they've been making of purges. So what I got before I start this video is that, no, the real purge is Earth purging. Earth purging these frequencies that are no longer, serving her, no longer serving the people who actually are doing the work, the people who are moving away from this, the people who are fighting to break free from these from these energies, these frequencies, but they keep getting disrupted by encountering these frequencies. So these people who utilize any tactic, right, or any ability that we have for adverse reasons to cause harm or war onto innocent people, on people without a cause, these people are being wiped out. This is where the purge is happening. These are the individuals that's being purged, right? So it's like the same concept, but it's like, no, the spirit realm is really the ones that's purging right now. The spirit realm are the ones that's pulling the strings, right? But of course you still have these people intensifying in these seeds, these dark seeds that they planted, right? They're flourishing, they're growing. So it's a matter of, patience of when the divine gets to these people to cut them down or have them cut down, right? Because when we talk about separating the tares from the wheat, it's like you have to go within the wheat and find the tares and pluck them up out of the tares. So one by one, one by one, one by one, right? Some of them can even grow together in bundles. So there's a bundle of them plucked up, you feel me? But they're being plucked up one by one, right? Mm. Mm. So this is also talking about those individuals that use a double speech when it comes to them trying to utilize being empathic or being spiritual and sensitive and whatever and caring, and mixing that with this lust energy still, or using that to mask an energy of lustful, the sexual energy here. That's what's the word? Unrequited. So this unrequited sexual energy here, and you using double speech. All right. So this is okay. There's a lot of tension in communication in the community because of some type of seductive speech here, or a double speech, contradicting speech here. Yeah, I'm hearing a lack of trust here, and these unions are supposed to be coming together with all these tools here. So any of this energy that's causing tension here around, communication or stuff, that energy is being pushed out. So you're either gonna have a conversation with another divine that's gonna be able to help guide you through this stagnant energy here, to moving this energy out, moving through it. Or these people who are hell-bent on that, they're cynical, they don't have any intentions on changing that, right? They rather be the initiator of the forked tongue and this, that, and the third. These people are being removed. So this is also talking about you reviewing these energies around you and social media, probably, or in the media in general, in music. You just being very hyper aware and conscious of the language that's being used, that's being spoken to you, how people may be cursing you and things that they say, or cursing themselves. It's like, this is talking about having a hyper consciousness of speech and language, right? Let me finish reading this. Okay. So when these people think they can achieve more, this is when they will be honest, or when they will be blunt. They can turn it on and turn it off, influenced by the visual tracking of the speech. Okay, so when I jotted that note down, he was saying that with speeches, like when people do speeches and stuff like that, what he a practice that he started doing after learning or discovering all that he does, because this is an English professor, right? This is also an author. Like he's co-authored thesauruses and everything, right? He said what he does, he likes to read the transcript of the speech first, opposed to watching the person perform the speech. That way he's not distracted by visual trackings and visual things, right, to distract him from what's actually being spoken, what's actually being said, right? So that can mean something for some of you guys too. This is talking about not being so focused on the face, on the person on the outside, but really paying attention to the language that's being spoken. Really paying attention to what an individual is saying, what they're speaking, right? The words that they're using, how they're using these words, how they're using it against you, with you, right? So being very conscious about words and what people say, making sure people are not subtly inviting you into agreeing to curses, right? Agreeing to curses, or agreeing to allowing them in, or giving them permission into your spiritual energy, or your energetic field, your crown, or access to any of your chakras, so that they can steal from you, steal energy from you, right? Or harvest off you unknowingly, right? So this is talking about just being hyper aware, hyper conscious. Look, throat chakra, about what is being spoken. The throat chakra is the center of communication and creative self-expression. Societal factors and restrictive circumstances that hindered our ancestors' ability to express themselves freely could be impacting you now. A blockage in creativity or imbalance in our communication skills are an indication of lingering trauma and karma around the throat chakra. So these are individuals. These are individuals who have like a lot of compact or a lot of residual trauma surrounding their throat chakra, where they feel like they have to lie and scheme and be cunning and this, that, and third. Karma around the throat chakra. Look, legacy reverse. So legacies being wiped out here, being removed. This is also talking about legacies being compromised for the sake of things that were spoken, or a language. Language is removed or forcibly removed from families. So these people, all legacies associated with this, right? In the media, in politics, whatever the case may be, these people are being wiped out. These people are under judgment, heavy judgment right now. Yeah. I'm hearing it's a disruption. Your time is up. You had your moment. Separation. This is what you did with your moment. Created more separation. Separation is the unwanted, separated, and lack of contact from those we love and cherish. This energy is unwanted. These people that we had to break away from, that we grow apart from, that, you know, because they're toxic, we have to remove ourselves to protect ourselves, to guard our hearts, to guard our sanities, you know, to this, that, and the third, to guard our minds. This is not what we typically, we don't want to do this. We do it because we have to. We do it because we have to. These people, it's not easy to have to walk away, to not pick up the phone, to have to ignore someone that you deeply love and care about, for the simple fact that they're unhealed. They have unhealed trauma around their throat chakra, so they don't know how to speak to you. They speak to you in a very disrespectful manner. They lie to you pathologically because whenever they spoke the truth in the past, they were punished for speaking the truth, or there's some type of imbalance surrounding their throat chakra that, unfortunately, because they failed to transmute this energy, right, and transform this energy, whenever you come in contact with them, you have to suffer, or it's at the expense of your peace, your joy, and for some people, your love, your self-love. So it's not easy to have to break away from these connections here. Look, 12/22/2. We want to be connected so bad. We're supposed to be connected. There's supposed to be unity. There's supposed to be love. There's supposed to be love. So what's going to happen here is that this energy is being purged. For some of your loved ones, this energy will be purged out of them. You will watch, or this is currently happening right now. This energy is being purged out of some of your loved ones, whether you guys are in communication at this time or not. There's some loved ones that you guys want to reunite with, but you know it's not going to work with the way, just how things were before, right? But this doesn't mean that this is going to always be this way. So this is talking about remaining optimistic about your love, your family, your connections, healing, right? Having faith, you know, that people are likely to change eventually, right? Instead of just fearing, like, coming together in unity in general because of all this intentional separation. These things being spoken to intentionally separate us, right? Yeah, so there can also be a lot of tension around this. Like this, there's some individuals where you had to separate, seem like, from every fucking body, and all you want is connection. All you really wanted in these connections was loyalty, was reciprocity, was for people to pay you attention just as much as you pay them attention, and not feel like you're the one paying too much attention, right? And them lacking interest in you, but you having so much interest in them. So this is talking about, yeah, this is people on different paths. Not different paths, but different places of their journey here when it comes to these connections, with how we speak to each other, the way that we talk to each other, using respectful speech with one another, being compassionate about how we talk to each other. about how what we say, how we say it might impact another person's emotions or their mind or their heart in any way, right? So having to separate from people who just wasn't as conscious or aware, or they didn't want to be conscious enough to the damage that they were creating from how they were talking to you. For some of you guys, this could be a father. This could be a father. This is also talk about the lack of ability to communicate properly with women because of this lack of father figure being able to communicate properly with a woman, or whatever example, or father figure not being there to show you to show you how to communicate with women or how to communicate with other men, right? This is also talking about the things that people encourage you to do, the things that people motivate you to do, how they use language, right? To ultimately weaponize that against you, to weaponize it against your psyche, to influence you, to modify your mind, your way of thinking, your perspective, your perception, to do things that you wouldn't normally do, that deep down your inner being does not want to partake in, participate in, or do. This is talking about that as well. So separating your, look, creating blockages, creating more blockages for you, right? Creating blockages when it comes to showing your emotions, or showing your sensitive side, your vulnerabilities here. Mental health, because of societal factors. So this is talking about this double speech creating, cultivating mental health in a lot of the people, a lot of the masses, and not even just the masses, but a lot of individuals in their subconscious. So a lot of subconscious energy here. But this is talking about having courage to achieve balance, having courage to seek balance, having courage to allow things to fall away, right? In order to balance yourself back out, allowing these forked tongue energies, this any form of deception here, to fall away, even though it's tough because you care about these people and you love these people. Even though you want connection, you want to have deep connections with someone, you don't want to feel like you have to be alone in order to be protected emotionally, right? Entity attachments, right? So allowing these attachments to fall away, or allowing yourself to detach from these individuals with entity attachments, right? Now, what I'm getting to about an entity can also just be a frequency, like an emotion, or like just some type of frequency. I feel like an entity can also be that. So releasing these frequencies that don't serve you, right? These frequencies that create these imagined blockages on your path during your journey, in your material life. This is what I was getting to. Loving somebody properly, encouraging a person, telling them things to really soothe their self-esteem and their self-concept is not bad, right? So there's ways we can do this in an honest manner that really can influence and just shape, or just completely shift a person's attitude, their mood, their performance, their life satisfaction, if we're more considerate with how we use language with these people. How we speak to one another makes a hell of a difference. Some people will sit in depression for weeks at a time because of something that somebody said to them, how a person handled them regarding language, the use of language. But understand the divine powers that also come with this as well, if we utilize this for beneficiary reasons, right? If we utilize language with responsibility, with how we care for people, it makes a hell of a difference. This is why he emphasized anguish does an awful lot. Language can do an awful lot, right? So this is why counsel is so crucial. This is why having counsel in a house is so crucial, you guys. I don't care if a person is working a job and the job is shitty. If they have somebody to come home to, if there's somebody that will talk to them and speak life into them, right? Speak life into them. It would completely shift their attitude and their mood, their performance level, right? Being motivated. Instead of feeling like, man, I don't feel like going to this job, fuck this job, da 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 da. These people, their energy will be on a whole nother level if they're being fed, right? Healthy language, healthy words, compassion. Look, pray if these people are being fed, if we're being fed affirmations, if we're utilizing language to pray for people, right? Instead of cause harm and abuse people and curse people and do witchcraft, right? We can create more peace this way within ourselves, especially more balance, more grounding. That's why I said heavy on the grounding. We got heavy on the grounding, right? So pay attention to the language, you guys. All right. All right, so what I was telling you guys, when I came across this information, I channeled a forked tongue, right? So when I searched that gave me Psalms 12. So I'm gonna read you guys this song in 2 different translations. It says, "Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fell from among the children of men. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor." They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, right? So remember, we had the community card. We had 11th house, Mercury. And what was the other one? Intention, right? The squares, semi-squares. So a lot of karma around speech, how we speak to one another, the language that we use, how we utilize language. A lot of this being separated, rightfully separated. Easily discernible. Let me say that, right? So pay attention. Look. Look. So there can be some clashes here in communication, but this is taking place just so you can see who these individuals are, who you've allowed access to your energy, and you needing to remove yourself from these energies, this frequency here. This is also talking about not sleeping on your power, how you can use language in ways to will, in benevolent dark manner in order to will benevolent outcomes. Excuse me. So it says, "Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful man." Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fell from among the children of men. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said, with our tongue will we prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. Right? I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. So this is what's taking place at this time, you guys, for the divine. This is the covenant that was made, right, with us. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. 444. 4444 when I said that just now, you guys. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. So you guys are going to be preserved. You're being preserved from this generation of the forked tongue, the double speak forever. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. These vile men who are being exalted, who were in thrones that were never theirs, right? Who were in position, put on a pedestal. There's going to be falls from grace here. And not even a fall from grace, but just a fall from tyranny. Now, this is another translation that I want to read as well. It says, quick, God, I need your helping hand. The last decent person just went down. All the friends I depended on gone. Everyone talks in lie language. Lies slide off their oily lips. They double talk with forked tongues. Slice their lips off their faces. Pull the braggart tongues from their mouths. I'm tired of hearing we can talk anyone into anything. Our lips manage the world. Into the hovels of the poor, into the dark streets where the homeless groan, God speaks. I've had enough. I'm on my way. Right? To heal the ache in the heart of the wretched. God's words are pure words, pure silver words refined 7 times. In the fires of his word, killing, pure on earth as well as in heaven. God, keep us safe from their lies, from the wicked who stalk us with lies, from the wicked who collect honors for their wonderful lies. Repossession. I just heard these things that these individuals have collected by utilizing lies, literal witchcraft, through manipulating word and language. All this is being repossessed. Whether they get arrested and they have to pay all of it back in fines or bonds or whatever, right? Whether they lose their lives, whether they lose someone close to them, or they lose someone where they have to spend a lot of money, whether they get sued, go out of business, bankrupt. I done seen that. Some individuals gonna be bankrupt, spiritually bankrupt, emotionally bankrupt, people not trusting them anymore, people not wanting to be associated and involved with them because they're embarrassed. Being disowned. All right. And then we got angel number 12. Seeing angel number 12 means being confident in yourself, rather than doubt yourself and what you're capable of achieving. Angel number 12 appears when you need some encouragement to be confident and believe in yourself. Remove toxic and negative energies from your life so your inner voice is uplifting and inspiring. Right? So these people speaking things to you to put these thoughts or repeat their repetitive statements in your mind that plague you, that replay or make you re-experience emotions, right? Or an energy that's already passed, stealing your joy from your present moment, thus stealing joy from your future. Stealing from your future, from stealing or interrupting, disrupting your present moment from something that was said to you in the past. Something cruel. Words being abused, something cruel being spoken. All right, this is also talking about some of you guys have spoken some truths to some blunt truths to some individuals, and those words, your statements have been replaying in these person's minds as a part of their judgment. This is also talking about individuals saying things to you or making promises, of them defeating you or some type of control on you, and these things, coming back to you and you hearing or spirit replaying in your mind what these individuals said, right? As you witness their downfall. Look, they said this, but look, it's happening to them. They said this was going to happen to you. They was going to will this for you. That their words were so sure and so powerful that they was going to will this to happen for you. But look, it happened to them, right? This is also talking about recovering. If you're an artist or whatever, this is also talking about recovering lyrics or things that you may have written in the past or just recovering your gifts, recovering gifts here, recovering spiritual gifts that were stolen or inhibited or blocked here. Something to do with your expression, how you express yourself. These abilities being recovered. Yeah, disrupting your mental health, your pineal gland, and your sacral chakra, your creativity, what you create here by clogging your emotions. Look, these relationships, right? But you had to become adaptable. So we also have elixirs and mixtures here as well. This is talk about drinking certain herbal teas, drinking lime water to help aid the throat chakra as well. This will also talk about these individuals trying to poison your emotions, your emotional energy here, your spiritual energy. Yeah, I'm getting a heavy emphasis on that. So all this energy or from, okay, everything that was stolen, that was lost as a result of people using double speech against you is being recovered. So you're going through a recovery period at this time. So you could be recovering ideas, memories, inspirations, motivations, whatever the case may be. Your health. Look, your family could have done something to impact your health here. Or this could talk about the health of your family being recovered. So a healthy family being restored or being recovered here. Right? Something about a grandfather as well. Yeah, healing, because this family is healing. So you and your family, or just people you love or care about, these people could be engaging in more healthier habits, what they eat, or taking more herbs, drinking teas, or just being more conscious of developing a more holistic health here. And as a result, this is creating positive results on their mind and how they see the world, how they see themselves, doing the work on themselves, facing their shadows, right? Being aware, becoming more accountable. And because of this healing that they're doing to their body, they feel more confident and courageous to heal connections or restore a connection here, to be honest and upfront about their faults here. What other messages do you have on this topic? Yeah, I keep getting something about a grandfather as well. Yeah, element of healing. So this spiritual healing that's taking place. So what I'm hearing too, this spiritual attack that some of you guys could feel like you're under, that you're going through, you realize how to come back or how to heal this, right? Utilizing earth, grounding, herbs, crystals, right? More ancient ways of opposing these strong forces here, these strong powers. It says all attacks are spiritual. However, some go above and beyond, attempting to create blockages and delays, and are full-out attack to kill and destroy. This means that several mechanisms are being used in multiple parties as well. This card can also indicate a need for astral protection, and higher level tools for advancement. So the other day, I did a video about how you guys are going to be receiving spiritual tools that you could have had in a past life. Things that you could have utilized in a past life. You're going to be guided or magnetized, attracted to these items, whether that's with a vendor, a place, a whole state, a whole other country, a person. It doesn't matter. You guys are going to be, you're going to be magnetically pulled or attracted to whatever this is here. Some of you guys may receive this from a spiritual practitioner, but this is also talking about this witchcraft of this double speech here. So you need to know that you are resilient, and to purify your energy, purify your space so that you can recall these dreams here. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. So there's a karma here that was definitely trying to impact your faith in what you create, or your will, or what you're going to continue to create moving forward. Your confidence here, something to impact your confidence. Solar plexus twice, back to back, karmic, right? So this is saying a need to purify the solar plexus. So this is talking about needing to sunbathe, sun gaze, right? Receive these upgraded light codes that's going out right now. That's also going to help purify this energy, your self-esteem, your self-concept, right? The two suns. What is the two suns? Or what is the reflection of the two suns that we hear about? Right? So you have the sun in the sky, and then you have your inner sun, your solar plexus. So allowing these two suns to come together, to merge, to cultivate, right? In order to purify any karmic energies or karmic frequencies, outdated energies here that could be posing any blockages on your perception, your faith here, moving forward regarding relationships and connections. Feast, slow down and celebrate yourself. Some of you guys spend a lot of your time celebrating others and not enough celebrating yourself. So this is also why separation had to occur at some point in your journey, right? But that separation wasn't supposed to last forever. It was just a necessary phase of life, because we have to have balance. Know how to stand alone when necessary, anytime necessary. If anybody switch at any time, knowing how to pull away, how to draw away, how to not internalize, right? How to not allow it to destroy our peace, right? How to not become destructive with our language back to them, right? How to maintain self-control, right? In the face of dangerous language. Venus, how's that for happily ever after, right? So it says, Mural, be your own first priority. Be your own first priority here. This is also talking about literally manifesting or creating what you want, what it is that you do want, that you do feel like is more aligned or deserve it. Your idea of paradise, or what you would like to experience, and how you see yourself, right? After these things were burned away, these burned bridges here, right? And this is also talking about an unexpected happily ever after. Feeling optimistic, even in the face of apparent nothingness, right? If it's a blank slate, then that means something's going to get drawn, or you can draw something on that, right? All right. So some of you guys, if you're not being celebrated right now, you're going to be celebrated soon. This is talking about literally celebrating yourself. Making the best of this time, or this time alone, not to, you know, fixate and worry yourself about when is this connection going to happen? When is this unity going to take form? Or is that in the third? Or when is my soul, when is this going to officialize? When is it going to actualize, crystallize, right? And this is talking about just slowing down and celebrating yourself. We got bitch fire. Stand up for yourself. So this is also talking about the light and dark energy of the Mercury energy, right? That Gemini energy. How, yeah, you know, I can be sweet and, you know, and use my words, you know, and da-da-da-da. But we know that we also can use language, or especially like being so smart, right? We know how to use language to be benevolent, dark, in a way where you can tell a person about a person, or you can shut some shit down by something you say, or something that may be above their understanding, above their intelligence. You know, it can be things like that. So there's ways you can defend yourself, or just speak up yourself, speak your piece, right? that's still benevolent. It's not negative or low vibrational. So this is talking about standing up for yourself, rightfully so. Look, don't be afraid to sing. So don't be afraid to express yourself authentically. Spaceship. This is also talking about you attracting connections that truly do honor you. Honor your expression here. Love the way you communicate. You have, you can be your own knight. Right? You don't need these people to rescue you out of your darkness, rescue you out of your sadness, rescue you out of this this gray area, this blurred perception of your current now because of past thoughts or smoke, residual energy from past statements or things that was said to you, or past conversations that was had, what you said, what you didn't say, what you could have said, what you would have said, right? What they could have said, what you think they should have said, what they didn't say, whatever that is, right? It says you can be your own knight. So rescue yourself out of this energy here. This is talking about going out in nature, going by some water here to help stabilize or just help with the flow of your emotions. Endings are inevitable, but beginnings are also. We always emphasize how endings are inevitable, but if wherever there's an ending, there's a beginning, right? All right, this is also talking about finally mastering not seeking anyone's approval. All right? Make the change. This is the change. Emphasize this retrograde. Not seeking anyone's approval. What number is that? Number 12. Didn't we just read number 12? That was Psalms 12. Go. You don't need someone else to fix you. And that's 36. That's authenticity. 33 is authenticity, but hey, 3 and 6 is basically 33. So I want to read some more of this then, since 12 came out again. Okay, it says number 12 is a blend of the attributes and energies of the number 1 and number 2. Number 1 relates to new beginnings, motivation, progress, self-reliance, and achievement, and attainment. Number 2 carries the vibrations of duality, diplomacy and adaptability, partnership and relationship, sensitivity, and selflessness. Number 2 also resonates with faith and trust in your divine life purpose and soul mission. Number 12 represents cycles of experience and regeneration towards a higher consciousness, knowledge and higher wisdom, sensitivity, education, and the intellect. The go-getting number 1 blended with the sensitive number 2 makes the number 12 a very balanced number. Angel number 12 is a message from your angels not to be hindered by old habits that need to be changed. It tells you to look to new experiences with optimism, as they will bring about favorable and positive effects and opportunities. This helps with achieving goals and aspirations and allows for the old to be replaced with the new. When the angel number 12 appears, your angels may be telling you to look to different ways to enhance your home, garden, and surroundings. This includes matters within the house and family arena. The angels encourage you to surround yourself with love and gaiety. Angel number 12 is a message from your angels to ensure that what you put out to the universe is of a positive nature. You are asked to stay on a positive path and to use your natural skills, talents, and abilities to their utmost for the benefit of yourself and others. All right. So, what's the karma for these individuals who use this language for adverse reasons, adverse purposes? What's the karma for these individuals? So this could be friends here. So being mindful of these people who were friends or old friends, people that you removed yourself from, right? These people are receiving karma. And you may hear about this So you're gonna hear some information regarding some friends receiving karma that utilize this form of double speech. This is also talking about how some friends are actually transmuting this trauma as well, though. Yeah. So somebody took a huge hit to their finances, and this is what really encouraged this person to be considerate of integrity, to reevaluate their integrity system. Mediation. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is your ancestors and the angels mediating on your behalf with this person's mental when it comes to reiterating warnings and things that this person needs to be aware of regarding themselves, or just certain things that really put themselves in their faces, being reminded to them or spoken to them in their mind here, not allowing them to escape from it. Root chakra. So these individuals' karma as well, they're needing to seek. These people can be experienced karma like in root chakra, like so sexual karma here. Clarify root chakra. Ooh, we got earth offerings reversed, so lyrical warfare. So this heavy emphasis on something with words and music. So artists who's abusing lyrics, abusing their artistry or music to will harm. Okay, so this is talking about the ancestors and the angels, the Most High lending a helping hand to restore the mindsets and self-concepts of people, of their children, of their people, their star seeds, or the people in general. So any artist that's still, with this wicked shit when it comes to their lyrics and stuff, what's repeating in people's minds, that's causing these mental breakdowns and pending. So this to also talk about these artists will be having mental breakdowns as well if they keep up with this energy. The root chakra is our connection to the earth and the material world, and it controls our connection to our primal needs, safety, security, and survival. Factors such as finances can create generational blockages within the root chakra. They can manifest as an overemphasis on the material world. This could also indicate a need to focus on more grounding. That's why I wanted to put heavy grounding in this. 3 could be, there could be an overabundance of mental or emotional energy in your lineage. So these artists that places an overemphasis on the material world, they're going to be having mental breakdowns, or there's some type of mental breakdown pending for an artist, of a materialistic artist here, or celebrity. It says what you put out comes back 10 times more. This is what's happening at this time. It's not that anybody did it to them. It's literally about what we put out. That's what we're witnessing right now. So if it's really extreme or intense, you know what's happening with individuals or whatever it is, it's because of what they put out. So someone needs to know it is not as bad as it seems right now, right? This being alone or this self-time, right? Because you're not really alone. Even if you're like not physically alone, but it's like some type of energy that you feel alone in. Know that there was some manipulation going on here. Potentially someone playing with voodoo dolls to inflict this worry on you. Look, seductive dreams, seductive demons. Seductive demons that seduce with words and their body to persuade, using their body to persuade. And it says, make it make sense. More clarity is needed. Well, let's make it make sense then. Make it make sense, right? Make it make sense. And they just told me to pull from Cali. So I got, they regret not listening. All right, you was right, I was wrong. They regret not listening. We got curses reversed. Can't get right. Curse of the divine feminine, obsession with beauty and acceptance. So this is just some ways you guys can recognize this energy. Give us some more clarity on how we can recognize this energy in these karmics, these individuals of all arenas of life. All arenas of life. We got seductive speech here. Seductive speech. So we got feeling you but ain't saying shit. Lurking and stealing. So lurking and stealing shit. People that you, if you have any suspicions of people stealing your shit, just move them accordingly. You ain't got to make a big deal about it. Just remove them. So they're saying the more you go tribal, the more this energy would be more natural for you to do. The more you go tribal, return to your tribal roots and just really learn more about the origins of yourself, of these energies, the more ease you will feel. For somebody, you will have a baby soon. These individuals could have did something to impact, like, your ability to conceive. Give us some more information on these individuals. They say this is a clear physical feeling. You will clearly feel when these individuals is doing this shit. It says just calm down. When it happens, just calm down. It says to move in silence. Pop out and pop up. Be mindful of people trying to touch you, or just be mindful of these individuals touching you. We got their calls are being ignored. So somebody that you block or you're ignoring their calls, this could be going on with this individual, or this person can do like this double speech a lot. Right? Have this double-hearted energy towards you. Somebody with a savior complex, feel like they save you, or they're the reason, or they like to attribute however you are, or you're growing, you're maturing, they like to attribute that to themselves. Give themselves credit even though you did the work on your own damn selves. This person likes to take credit for that, or so somebody like that. We got self-hate, low self-esteem magic. This person can have very low self-esteem or try to conjure this energy within you with the things that they say. They may try to say things to make you develop low self-esteem. So this says you work for the divine, not humans, 9 to 5 my ass. So this person could be saying things regarding your way of living here, or your career, or how you choose to care for yourself. So it can be surrounding that, surrounding your way of living here being different from the traditional way. So individuals like that. A person who ain't got shit to lose will help you lose everything. So this is a person who ain't got shit to lose. So they're trying to, so they don't mind helping anybody else lose everything that they got. They don't have courage to lose. So they don't help you. They don't help minding you lose your courage. They don't help. They don't mind helping you lose your courage. They don't have confidence to lose, so they don't help minding you lose your confidence. They don't have a person who loves them, a loving partner to lose, so they don't help minding. They don't. Oh my God, they don't mind helping you lose that person that loves you, your partner, right? They want you to be single and miserable and bitter and alone with them as well. Or they want you to settle like they settled, right? To infinity and beyond here. Somebody needs to know that you are gold. You are golden. To infinity and beyond. Looks get old. What that subconscious is. So this is also talking about you being youthful. You retaining your youth, or your youth reversing here, or your aging, or you reversing, like becoming more youthful the more that you age here. And these individuals having a problem with that as well. This is also talking about your perception. It says what that subconscious do. Outdated thrills. So individuals who over fixate on the physical, they don't care enough or invest enough to evolve their subconscious or their thoughts, their perceptions, their patterns here. People still caught up in outdated thrills. So we got bothered by your unbotheredness, outdated energy. So all outdated energy. And you're going to feel this. They say you're going to clearly feel this. You will clearly feel when an energy is outdated. And that's when you know that you need to remove yourself or separate yourself, distance yourself. Not even for some people fully separate, but to definitely distance yourself so that you can change the narrative. Remember this mural card here. The value of words. Should we end it here? So you know the value of words now. They're telling you to take this wisdom and apply it moving forward. Whether that's the words that you use or the words that's being used against you. I just saw 70-70-11. I want to look that up. Look, 1202 again. So this is also talking about having connections where this reciprocity and positive and healthy language is set in stone. But you had to make room for it. Room had to be made. These other bridges had to be burned down so that you can get to these higher grounds, right? Okay. So we got Google. So some of you guys, you need to stop doubting if you're on the right path or going the right direction, or your judgments, your decisions here, if you're making the right decisions regarding connections and relationships. It's because of the timing or the patience here that's required for these things to fully what's the word? What's the word? For these things to fully flourish. That ain't the word I'm looking for. So it says 70-70-11 reminds you of the importance of gratitude. In essence, gratitude speeds up your course to manifestation. Therefore, always be grateful in life. It is important to recognize that your guardian angel had a hand in your success. This is saying that you have a right to smile. A mixture of sevens and ones is a sign of good luck, so you can expect good luck here. The good decisions you have been making in life are bearing or about to bear fruits. 7 has a special spiritual meaning. It is a perfect time for you to move on since you have a place among the stars. 7 stands for wisdom, intuition, and contemplation. It means that you are putting the knowledge from divine guidance to daily use. In addition to that, your positive attitude, determination are starting to bear fruits, right? Spiritual realms and the angels are acknowledging your efforts through the appearance of this number. So this is saying you've reached a milestone in your life and it's time to set new goals. It is good to celebrate your achievements and it is time you move on. This is also talking about new beginnings, ambitions, and creativity, and that your biggest motivation is to do better. This is also talking about how it allows you to achieve your dreams without much effort. The combination of these numbers indicates the hope of achieving your heart's desires. It's all about rewards. So you're being rewarded at this time. And some people are being rewarded with harsh judgments, right? Depending on the decisions that everyone has made in their life up to now. All right, decisions that they made pertaining to how they utilize and use the word, how they weaponize the word. Is it to will justice or is it to will discord, imbalance, unnecessarily, destruction unnecessarily, right? Discomfort, discontentment unnecessarily. So it says to stop doubting yourself and keep doing what you are doing to the best of your abilities. Also, it assures you that the decisions you have made are right. It carries a message of spiritual changes that are about to happen in your life. You cannot avoid these changes no matter what. Therefore, it is essential to be prepared. It is normal for people to be scared of change. However, the changes associated with this number are positive. It comes as a reminder that you have the power to dictate the happenings in your life. Right? Not what people said. Not what they didn't say. Not how they said it. Not them stealing what you said and saying it and no. You have the power to dictate. Changes that you are about to go through are major. So stop worrying. Even though these changes are not evident, they are positive. You are being guided in the right direction. The only thing you have to do is use your energy well, and your wisdom will help you. So this number can also represent emptiness, anxiety, and dread. So some of you guys could be feeling, you could have even been feeling this energy, or you're moving out of feeling this way. But these karmics are moving into feeling this energy, or they're in this energy right now. Here, one moment. All right, there we go. $77.11. Oh my God. Okay, so in the Hebrew lexicon concordance, 7711 means blighted or blasted thing. So being blasted down also represents a blight or crop. So this is just reaffirming the wheat being separated from the tares, and people being blasted down from whatever pedestal that they were on. The wicked being blasted down from these pedestals that they were on unrightfully. This is also talking about, yeah, there's somebody who's some king or Wow. So this is also talking about a blasting wind or scorching, so a fire. Something about a fire. This is also talking about people's the sensation, right? We got clear physical feelings. So inflammation or a sensation of burning or inflammation. I just heard like the first death, the second death, the third death, but a sensation of a burning soul. So this could be passion. So you guys could be feeling very passionate creatively, or will be in the near future. This could also talk about these people who are burning with dread and anxiety, being casted down. Alright. One more message from Cali Oracle. Close this out, girl. So we got 38 comma of Kali. Shadashi. I'm going to read these, but I'm going to put them back. Guna Tantrika, and that's the number 5. And then we got Dharma of Kali. Actually, no. I'm going to leave them out. But after this, I'm going to close out for sure. So we got Karma of Kali. Yeah, there's definitely some major changes happening. Some very, very changes that's going to call for adaptability. So if you've already been doing this beforehand, it shouldn't be as wild for you. But I said that because I opened up directly on page 55. And then we also have this Gana Tantrika, which is also number 5. Alright. I'm not able to read all of this. Okay, Karma of Kali. She is completely and utterly in love with your divine essence, and in her love bestows endless gifts. Your path need not be one of endless effort. Connecting with pleasure as a path of personal empowerment, with an intention to bring spiritual benefit to the collective through softening and opening your heart, is an act of worshiping the divine feminine. Relax into the presence of what is now as you slow your pace and make swifter progress. Kama is a Sanskrit word that refers to the sweet stuff of life, pleasure, emotional fulfillment, and being completely present, so we can experience life through all the senses. So this is talking about your senses being heightened at this time as well. So things are going to be more vivid in feeling, in sight, in smell, in hearing, right? It is also sensuality and physical vibrancy. So I basically just said that. Without the quality of karma, our experiences of life can become dry, bleak, dull, and intimidating. A joyless existence with simply more tasks to be completed. If we are feeling exhausted, lacking in the qualities of delight and lightness of heart, then we have become deficient in karma. Sacred pleasure. Sacred pleasure. In the realm of the goddess, the enjoyment of life is a sacred act of devotion, gratitude, and celebration. In the throes of profound challenge and transformation, we can feel disconnected from our joyfulness. In the throes of profound challenge and transformation, we can feel disconnected from our joyfulness. It's as though it were akin to the bright days of summer and we are midwinter, wondering how it ever was that we could frolic about and barely anything when we now feel the need to cover ourselves with abundant protective layers. This is to be expected during times of intense suffering when we are dealing with an issue that has elicited grief or anger. Yet if we allow our minds to remain open to the possibility of joyfulness and pleasure, they can find their way through, like the sun breaking through clouds, to bring us comfort. The oracle can indicate not only a more pleasurable way of being as part of your future, but also an offering of pleasure now, even if you are struggling to ease the strain and make way easier overall. Assessing pleasure requires embodiment, a connection with the senses and the subtle nuances of feeling and beauty. Through embodiment, it is easier to receive healing. It can manifest through the uplifting scent of aromatherapy, the warmth of a shower, gratitude for a safe and comfortable place to sleep, the sumptuousness of warm clothes or a satisfying meal, the delight of playful silliness in animals, the nutty sense of humor of a beloved human, the simple appreciation for the flow of the breath, or through the openness of being that spontaneously occurs in response to an expansive vista of trees and mountains. Karma is the spiritual practice of presence that leads us into joy, even ecstasy and bliss. It is the juiciness of feeling truly alive. If we have a complicated or confused attitude toward pleasure, the natural need for it can be denied or repressed. Yet it will not disappear. It will arise in some indulgence, addiction, or peculiarity of behavior, which creates suffering because it is not the natural expression of the natural need. Kali of Karma helps us reconnect to our need for pleasure and its healthy expression. It is an invitation to relax and receive. Alright, so this is talking about these experiences being necessary to acquire certain skills or edify certain skills within you that will be necessary for your legacy or your continuing forward. So like needing to be strengthened so you will go through very tough situations, right? But this is also cherishing the sweetness and the pleasure that it provides too through the wisdom or the accomplishment that comes with it also. Alright. So we have Shadashi. Ruby red with the divine juice of life, she nourishes the body, mind, and soul with vitalizing pleasure, life, and joyfulness. Goddess Shadashi restores self-esteem and is awareness of your innate value, especially after a time of painful rejection or disappointment. Through her blessings, the desires of the heart can find fulfillment in new ways. She brings divine energy for the manifestation of wishes. Her presence is an indication of inner power to restore yourself and attract what you need into your life. This is a fertile and creative aspect of Lalita Chupara Sundari. Red colored skin and vibrant with feminine life force, she is the power to actualize desires. In color healing from Hinduism and Buddhism, red is medicine for attraction and magnetism. So you guys are being encouraged to utilize the color red at this time. And remember, that's confirmation about that magnetism. So being magnetized toward medicinal tools, spiritual tools, right? Even if it's herbs. This indicates a time when your ability to attract what you want is heightened. So this is a time that your ability to attract is heightened. You can relax and trust in your capacity for magnetically drawing all you desire into your world. In the Tantric teachings of Kali Ma, desire is not something to be afraid of, but something that can become part of our spiritual path. The benefits developing the character traits required for manifesting desires such as relaxation, trust, enjoyment, delight, and bliss, as well as discipline, commitment, determination, focus, and a positive attitude, encourage us onward so we don't give up before attaining success. From our successes, we will come to realize that within one desire lies the seed of another. Eventually, the nature of desire is realized as a pathway rather than about the things sought. The desired nature can motivate us to attain breakthroughs for spiritual benefit of all beings. So this is talking about honoring what truly lights up your heart, you guys. And being motivated by your passions. This is supposed to be beneficial for your spiritual path and not a distraction from it. So like how a lot of people label this as just a hobby and stuff like that, but it's something that's really like your main reason for being here, right? But that has a lot to do with double speech as well. Alright. Gana Tantrika. The Divine Mother manifests the cure for when we feel overwhelmed or confused, or when we feel we're falling apart or locked into stagnation. She is the superior medicine. Even when we may not be sure what is needed to bring ourselves back into balance, she holds the answers. Tune into your heart, and there you will find her sacred prescription. Trust your inner guiding sense of what to do or not to do. Next, trust that a better order is being established. Gana Tantrika is Kali as the medicine mother. She generates and regulates the three inherent qualities within all phenomena, including our body, mind, and soul. These three qualities are known as the three Ganas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. As Sattva, Kali is the peaceful detachment and contentment in the moment. She is the fire of Rajas, the energy for taking action and hustling for our sacred manifestation. When our actions rest upon a pure-hearted foundation, our activities can become enlightened, bringing spiritual benefit to all beings, even if we don't always recognize the positive and far-reaching impact of our actions at the time. When we need to slow down to heal, ground ourselves, and regroup, Kali is Tamas, the heaviness that allows energy to settle. This is the temporary inertia that steals momentum and allows for deep restoration and renewal. Wow. The freedom to take rest helps us stay the course for however long is needed to manifest our destiny without becoming desperate, despairing, or exhausted. In such rest, we reset, assessing the courage to drop our attachment to external support systems and even our own plans. We then become increasingly able to allow, rather than trying to direct and control the manifestation of her divine plan through us. As we call upon her, Kali strengthens these qualities within. Listen to your heart for her guidance. Do you need to be peaceful, to take action, to let go and regroup? Your inner wisdom is the voice guiding you. Excess Tamas keeps us enslaved in a negative holding pattern. The Nagana, or energy that can help, actually hinders. We need Kali, the Tantric priestess of the Ganas, to intervene for our cure. So this is talking about that archetype of energy that is within you. Alright, Dharma. So this Dharma energy. I am hungry. Alright. Dharma of Kali. Her every action is infused with loving purpose. Every challenge and every opportunity in your life exists by her divine design. Her spiritual intelligence is within your heart. When you trust in your integrity and proceed according to your soul's values, you are trusting and empowering her to be at cause in your life. Everything that is happening is part of how your prayers are being answered. A new order is to be established. You are being led into it. To honor the Dharma means to live according to genuine spiritual principles. What those principles are depends on your inner values. To live according to your values means living with integrity of being, conducting yourself according to an inner spiritual code. If you are not quite ready to take such responsibility or do not yet have the confidence to trust in your own values, work with an external moral code and attempt to align with that. Morality is like training wheels for the soul, imposing concepts of right and wrong. It is a top-down approach, mind first, then attempting to mold behavior accordingly. Spiritual integrity is a different approach. It does not ask what others think about a matter or how we will be judged for acting in a certain way. Rather, it inquires as to what resonates as the most spiritually aligned course of action. It considers how we can speak and act in such a way that those inner values are respected. Period, poo. Period. Alright, you guys, but this is your girl, the Authentic Empress. I hope you guys were able to get some messages, some clarity or closure, confirmation from this video. I'll see you guys next time.